Hello and welcome back to the C3 Preparedness Channel, where we prepare for Tuesday, not just doomsday. Today we're going to get started on the garden. Yeah, not outside, but out. What you see here is my chicken coop. The girls have been fertilizing that since the fall, but we just got 15 inches of snow. It's going to be 50 some degrees by the end of the week. So we need to start preparing for the growing season. And so we're starting inside, right here with my DIY indoor seed starting setup. So this consists of two plastic shelving units from my local hardware store. They're pretty cheesy. It's 12 inches deep, about 14 inches tall, and about 24 inches wide. We've got 6 different cells here, and we've got 3 lamps, or 3 light fixtures here with 2 lamps apiece. They're T8s, they're grow lights. They're 32 watt lamps, and I'm able to adjust the height as the plants grow, but I also have 2 chicken coop heaters here when we had chicks last time, and this will help get the soil temperature up. If it gets too hot, this is on the lowest setting. It's pretty warm, so we might dry out the soil pretty quick or raise the temperature too hot. But we want pretty high soil temps for germination for the peppers and the tomatoes. So we can always crank up the temperature and drop it down here if it gets too high and just rest it on this lamp. We won't be using these other cells until these plants get bigger. I'm gonna have 24 pots here and 24 pots here. We're going to be using these back to the roots. They're a peat-free 2.4 inch wide pot. So in the past, we've used the seed starter with the seed starting, cell thing, whatever it is, and we've had pretty poor luck with those. It seems the least amount you have to transplant the plant, the better off it is. And so this can just go right into the garden. We'll see how it goes. I might still cut the bottom off of it and stick it in there, but I guess the roots will grow through. But like I said, and we've got some seed starting mix up here that we'll be putting them in. I'll film myself labeling all these. You'll see a shot of this whole system here as well, but I'll be labeling them all. So we'll have 24 and 24. And as these things grow, we're going to be able to raise the light and then spread them out. So we'll have eight plants kind of per cell here once they start to grow. So this setup cost me about probably $200. I don't know how long ago we purchased it. It seems like a lot of money, but the more you use it, the cheaper it gets every time you use it. And you never know when you need a new light fixture or a piece or some shelving or even a coop heater. All of this stuff can be repurposed. It's not like it's just for seed starting, but for now it's held together. I'll show you some more of the parts a little bit later, but yeah, I wanted to talk about getting the seed started, show you some pictures of the coop or of the garden there, and yeah, I'm gonna start planting.
All right, so here we go on the setup. We got the seed starters, the pots, and all the seeds here. So these were found at Walmart for $2 something a package. But the great thing was last year we decided to save some of our jalapeno seeds. Now, one thing I forgot to mention is these grow lights are on a timer, which you can see on the lower left-hand side, just barely. They're on for 16 hours, off for 8 hours. And that should be the recipe for success. All right, fast motion time. So you see in the picture here, we got our dog. He's always wondering what we're doing when we're in the kitchen. Believe it or not, he loves the vegetables too. He can't get enough carrots and tomatoes. He likes fruits too. He always stalks the children with their apples. So we love gardening. Not only do we get good fresh produce, but our kids enjoy it too. They can get a snack anytime they want, and they'll chew down cherry tomatoes, sweet peppers, and it's great to just walk outside and you've got food, especially considering how blessed we are to have such fertile land. Well, there's people all across the world who don't have access to a garden because they live in a desert and they're just not able to produce. One time, some of the neighbors were over to play and the kids were chomping down on vegetables, and we all got a laugh because one of the kids grabbed a pepper to eat. Well, it turns out it was a jalapeno. It's pretty spicy. But I can't encourage you enough, if you haven't gardened before, to just dig in, just start. You're gonna fail, and well, I'm probably gonna fail here, and I'm gonna learn something. If you watched any of my previous videos, I talked about how learning is such a great tool. How to fail forward. And so it's just great to just get in the dirt, start planting stuff, see what comes out. Might surprise you. It's also a great way to get your children involved too. We'd like to be out in the garden at least 3 times a week picking weeds. Usually a little bit later in the season, we'll get beetles and other things in there too, and we love picking them up, putting them in a bowl of water, and giving them to the chickens. Chickens just chew them down like popcorn. It's great. Good protein for them. Gets them out of the garden. Because up in the Midwest, you got to enjoy the weather when you can. Like I said, we're in a blizzard right now, and it's hard to think about starting the garden, but got to start it sometime.
Well, there you have it. We started the garden in a blizzard. So I'm going to continue to watch the soil temps, these guys, to see where we're at. But if this works, I think this will be a great solution. We did red solo cups last year, and that worked pretty well. But it's even easier when you can just take this whole thing. It's J for jalapeno, and just drop it right into the ground. So we'll watch the soil temps. Make sure we don't get too hot. I'll have some affiliate links down below where you too can buy this similar setup, and I think it'll be less than $200. When I bought these lights, these are fluorescents. LEDs weren't as popular, and they're quite a bit cheaper. So I'll have those links below, so feel free to check them out. You should be able to put this together too for less than $200. And I only used a small fraction of that seed starter mix, so you could probably even buy a smaller portion. But I'll continue to update as these start to germinate, sprout. We'll have to trim them back. I tried to put 3 to 4 seeds per pot. Not all of them will germinate. Sometimes they do, and you'll have to just thin them out as they go. But what better time to start preparing for food independence than right now? And like I always say, I'm struggling to remember it again. It doesn't have to be perfect, so just start somewhere. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be done. So just start somewhere.